That's nasty motherfucker. That's right. Says you can hear me. Welcome back to a brand new video. Target is the program that was experience. As you guys just see, walking in front of me and grabbing his damn crotch. That's why we got to call them out. That's why we got to call them out. Anyhow, so while I go through every single day, I'm gonna show you guys. They never gonna stop. Like I said, they only want me to be quiet as to not expose what it is that they continue to do. That's all. As a TI, we know that. As much as you may want to ignore them, they're still targeting you. Again, you don't quite understand what they're doing is a criminal act against you. Right? And so, anyhow, I'll continue to do what I say I can continue to do. Right? When you have a purpose, particularly an important one that needs to be, done. Right? No matter the threats or what have you, you can't help but to continue doing it because, again, it is my job. Like I said, it's those of us who have been charged with bringing what's been hidden in the dark into the light. This is what we'll continue to do. Right? So they may have a myriad of ways in order to try to manipulate us and to do things, economically, socially, to try to push us down further within the society. They may use institutions of psychiatry to label us and to try to discredit us, but we got to stand firm. Right? We got to stand firm and do what has to be done. All right. Okay. If we don't do this, a lot of them people don't even understand that they're not free. Okay. Right. Again. So we gotta expose the mind control, expose the psychological, the mentally enslaved to the truth. Right? To free their minds. To free their minds. Okay? Free their minds. That's what we're going to do. That is what we're going to do. Like I said, I see you looking at her. Looking at her over here. She turned around. Look, give you the middle finger. Give you the middle finger back to you. Yeah, the girl turned around with the big butt, with the big booty, and he give you the middle finger. So why did they do that? Again, I'll talk about that and what they used to do and how I was being manipulated and conditioned. This is how black men are. This is why when we see a woman with a big booty, we go crazy, right? Why is that? We overreact, right? Why is that? Because we are being conditioned that way, right? We are being conditioned in that way. Using teenagers, right? So we were being conditioned that way, okay? And what do you think that does to other black women that may not have such a big booty? They feel left out. That is why they're running to get BBLs, right? This is, again, this is what is called cognitive warfare, right? They're willing to put themselves at risk to die because they want to have a big booty, okay? Because they see who? The rappers, the certain types of individuals who they have been conditioned to be in their type, who is not really good for them, but physically attractive, and they may be wearing jewelry, driving nice cars. It's the same shit, right? It's just more so now. It's just more so now because certain types of culture has been created within black people, particularly young black people, and even the older middle class black people engage in that behavior too, right? Because of what? Conditioning, psychological conditioning. All right? Psychological conditioning. And a lot of it comes from the stripper culture and the porn culture, right? The porn industry. Okay? That is why. All right? That is why. I mean, when we were in high school, we never really, in the 80s, I would say the 80s, 90s, never really focused on that too much. But in the 2000s, you start to see a shift. You start to see black men, particularly black rappers now, are more using women that have big behinds, right? Whereas in the 80s and 90s, it's more of, you will see, what's the word I'm looking for? You see some balance, right? I mean, yes, but most of it, particularly going into 2000, they shifted to these light-skinned women. But if you see a dark-skinned woman in the video, either she has a very nice body with a big behind, right? And then the stripper culture came in the late 2008, 2009, up until now. And what you see now, you see stripper culture being brought out in the society, particularly in the black community, right? Particularly amongst black people. You see stripper culture, and you see the pornography culture, the porn industry, where these women, talk about, I spit on it and this and that, all this shit, right? So they're taking the worst aspect of the society, of let's just say, of certain things within the society, and they're bringing it into the black community, into the minds of black men and black women, to condition them into a certain type of behavior, dressing a certain way, looking a certain type of way that promotes, this hypersexual behavior, right? That is to their own detriment. So when you see these young women today talk about, I got 100 bodies, when they get older and they're looking for a husband, that man gonna be like, what? You stuck with me? They're not thinking about their future. They're not thinking about, and they've been able to, the white supremacists have been able to do this so successfully that any black person that bring it to the attention of other black people, where, they say, well, you're hating. No, you're not hating. We understand what's been done to us as black people and how they have created negative culture within black people and calling it black culture. All right? That's not black culture. But they're redefining our culture into something that's negative, hypersexualized. And through cognitive warfare, they're degrading the mindset of future generations of young people. Also neurocognitive warfare, can't forget that, right? They're degrading the minds of the future generations, right? And we, as an adult, we look at these things and we refuse to do anything about it because we have a deep subconscious conditioning of learned self-helplessness that we don't want to hear the truth because the truth is uncomfortable to us. So we want to hear the lies. Meanwhile, we are doing our children a disservice by not teaching them what they need to know outside of religion. Okay? Anyhow, talk to you guys in this video.